Howdy, howdy, fellas. Got a World of Warships Legends match today. In the Devonshire, what? Um, oh, you know what, actually, oh, hold on. Okay, there we go. I've turned the sound volume down just a little bit, because this West Virginia and this dude, I think he was doing a little of what I like to call sipping and shipping. So he was a little chatty during the match, but it's all good fun. So yeah, hopefully that just won't be distracting in the background, but no harm, no foul. I actually enjoyed chatting with him. He was kind of cracking me up. Anyway, we're in the Devonshire, another lower tier match. I have done this a little bit out of order. I made my run through of the ship, and then I'm like, this is too long. So I've put that at the end. Watch it if you want. I'll try to do a big overview. British tech tree line. I never finished this line. I struggled to find reason, urge, desire to finish it. You know, like what is the standout feature of the British heavies? Just never really jumped out at me. I am running a new build. You can see that at the end. It's my new BFF, Zlata Groza, who I realized I was so excited for her about the British Lights that I never even really took a second to take a look at her third row, which unfortunately is in the same row as Piercer, so I'm not likely to pick this up over Piercer, but you can see my little half moon there, or little whatever, quarter, sixth, seventh moon, whatever it is. She gets target locator. That is great. I love it. I've mentioned that before. I think it's incredibly useful. You can certainly play without it. I've had 5,000 XP games with ships that don't have it, so it's certainly not required, but it can be so helpful in these just kind of nonsense matches where you end up with destroyers all over the place, nobody spotted. Where, like, what in the world is going on? For me, I find it one of those skills that ends up just being, it's like a stress reducer. You can play without it, but it's so nice to just know for sure, like, yep, the DD's over there, or he's definitely not right there. And in this case, we kind of assumed it was pointing at that Normandy back there, and this cruiser pops up right behind the island. It's not foolproof. You can always be surprised, but it does help. Ooh, oh, Champon knows what he's doing. Oh, but then we can see here prop mod and the improved maneuverability from Zlata Groza, which I really like, including the turret traverse and just everything. I cannot say enough how much I appreciate and enjoy these hybrid cruiser commanders being able to, salvo notwithstanding, being able to pick up the extra accuracy while still being able to swing around and get stuff done. I just love them. I had actually run AL Belfast with, Devonshire with AL Belfast before, but it did feel better than some of the other stuff that I've done. Belfast can't pick up fully packed, so with my eye, yeah, I got him. With my eye towards Albemarle, fully packed on this seems a lot more appealing. And then AL Belfast's base skill only works with smoke screens, so that just feels super bad to me. I've run her on Celtic, I've run her on this. If I didn't have Zlata Groza, I probably honestly would keep running her on it, but it always just annoys me that that's the case. And so now being able to pick up Zlata Groza with fully packed and with a skill that actually works without a smoke screen, yes, please. So anyway, back to this match. Low tier match. I've played not a ton of low tier matches, but I guess the way to say this is most of my low tier matches are to finish the weekly premium missions, and they have felt hard recently. Like, I think probably over the last 3 or 4 weeks, I have not finished my tier 5 premium weekly mission without score. Like, the wins have to come from 3,000 XP matches, and that feels nuts to me sometimes. Like, I can't even go down to tier 5 and just chill a little bit. But it is what it is. So I have aggressively pushed into the cap. This is a map, I don't love this. What is this, Land of Fire? The small version? It's like lower tier version. It just feels so tight. You don't have anywhere to go. You've got these big island covers, but they're not set up in a way that I think really favors cruisers, because they're huge islands, they block line of sight, so you just end up with big hunks of rock blocking, clogging up the map, but you don't really have good firing positions. Trying to take one up here on the edge on the corner. This is a skill you absolutely need to develop if you are a cruiser player, and also one of the reasons that I really love that they have prop mod now is you can kind of do this little corner hide where you're firing just over the edge and you want to keep just moving back just enough back and forth that you know your guns will go over the edge but you're not spotted. Fundamental cruiser skill. Yeah, you can just get in, but way back behind hard cover, but the closer you can be to the action, safely be to the action, the better. Your guns are going to be more accurate. You're going to be there if things develop that, aren't anticipated, yada, yada, yada. So make sure you can do this or practice this or find opportunities to do this. The American cruisers are fantastic for it. It's another reason I wasn't in love with this line is, the Devonshire and the Surrey are that 2x4 ABXY turret arrangement that not my favorite. I'd rather have like ABX 3, whatever. 3x3, I like that a lot better. More aggressive turret arrangement. But yeah, we're making it work. We're making it work. Getting some citadels on the Ryujo, which is kind of cool. Yeah, here's another one. That's some good HE damage. Let's see, what else? Torpedoed the Shumfun at the beginning. Used my maneuverability to get over it. This guy's still yammering away, but he's having a good time, so, I love it. I love to see it. This definitely did it felt like a more chill match than a lot have recently, and I appreciated that. Not quite as sweaty, although, there was one sweaty person in here. Oh, me. Yeah, so we finish off Ryujo. That's nice. We're up to 2 kills. Yeah, can we get this Bayern? We're trying to chunk him down. I think the Destroyer was the one that picked up a flood on him, and he almost flooded out. So we burn him down. That's nice. Looking good. Got no carrier to worry about anymore. Got some, little gaggle of red down there below B. We've had A for a while, but it's time to get into B because it looks like they are going to flip C. Oh yeah, and their Destroyer snuck up behind our carrier, sunk it. He's going to flip C. I'm not a huge fan of the carrier rush by Destroyers, but also sometimes it's necessary. And then in this case, like, he capped B, and then he went around, sank the carrier, and capped C. Good on him. That's a good play. He correctly saw that the support that the carrier had is pushing past him, and is not going to be able to do anything. Oh, sorry, he wasn't actually sunk yet. The carrier ran away. My bad. The Destroyer didn't get the carrier, but he flushed the carrier out, and then the battleship got the carrier, so, same difference. We shot at this Normandy a little earlier. Gonna do a little more damage. And squeaking. Oh, yep, squeak. Squeak in the fire there. One shatter. I did do some damage with these, so these aren't full yoinks. But yeah, you know how it is, guys. You take what you can get. Oh yeah, match isn't over yet. Match isn't over yet. It's never over. I was actually at this point before the California went down, but even still now, it's like this is fine. Like we're totally set here. We've got this under control. I'm gonna easily pick up B. Destroyer's safe down there. Like, this is easy. And then what? I think, did he shoot on purpose? Maybe he accidentally. I don't know, but down goes the Destroyer, and suddenly this match isn't as clear cut as it was like 2 seconds ago. So I know I gotta pick up B. I could go down closer to the island. And honestly, in retrospect, that may be what I should have done, but I also didn't. Just looking at our team position, it's going to take them a minute before they can get into position to shoot or spot the battleships down there. I'm going to get spotted by the Destroyer if I'm kind of on the north side of this little island. So I'm not sure that I really want to be stuck in between these two big islands at B, spotted by the Destroyer. The battleships on the red side are not spotted, and they could pretty easily sneak up this, I guess, the southeast side of that island and ambush me that way. But then I'm spotted by the Destroyer. He's a little further south than I wanted, and then, uh-oh, there's the Colorado. So I'm trying to avoid getting whacked by the battleships. I've actually put myself kind of in a bad spot, but I've got Zlata Groza, so I can just turn. Oh, it's so nice. It feels so nice compared to like I've run Fraser, I've run Cheshire. It's so much more fun to play and be able to do, and like it just doesn't feel stuck. And with prop mod, it just feels so much nicer than it ever did before. And I'm loving this commander. I still I PG Rapids, who I certainly respect as a player, gave her a DOA as like, oh, don't play this player. I mean, I think her unique skill is absolute garbage, but the rest of her kit, man, especially for fun, I just love it. I absolutely love this. I've said in a lot of my other videos about it. If you're playing in a division, if you have a play style that tends to be a little more static, like, sure, some of the other commanders might easily be better. But for me, oh my goodness, she has really revolutionized several of these British ships that I found fine, or honestly even bad, or not enjoyable. Not even necessarily like, oh, this ship is bad and it can't be played. It's just like, I don't want to play it. I don't like it. Plymouth, certainly good. Plymouth wasn't in that fully camp, but it always just felt like a little bit lacking of, oh, it's supposed to be this amazing ship. I just don't love it. Zlata Groza has turned it into easily my favorite ship right now. Nottingham, another dud. I've got matches in the Nottingham. I just haven't. I have several that I could make a video on, and I might just end up doing that. But I want that one match that just like really exemplifies all the facets of what I'm talking about, and I haven't gotten that yet. I've gotten a bunch of like, oh, it's this thing happened, but then not the other thing that I want, and whatever. So I don't have the knockout feature with Zlata yet, but so Plymouth, Nottingham, and then now maybe the British heavy line. So we'll see. I'm excited. And I love, this is one of the things that I always say is, you never know when you're going to find a new passion, a new enjoyment. It's what I always say for people who talk about selling ships of like you just never know. You never know when that thing is going to get a buff, or you're going to get a new commander, or you're going to find a new playstyle that you appreciate, or just like whatever it is, you're going to come into a new skill set and be like, huh, you know what, I actually, like, whoa, what's that aim going on? Thanks, AutoAim. I was actually literally trying to pull that in, and it pulled it out. Nope, bad AutoAim. What was I saying? Don't sell your ships. Don't, keep an open mind just because it's not the specific playstyle for you right now at this second. Like, sure. But you just never know. Like Nottingham for sure. I was just like, blah. Nottingham is so boring. I just don't like Nottingham, and I've really been enjoying it with Zlata Groza. I think, again, to the point similar to Cheshire, Fraser's probably more like straight up competitive. Stack the fire chance. That's where a lot of your damage is coming from anyway, until you can get the torp rush off. I get that, but just for pure fun, and actually getting to be able to maybe possibly do that torp rush, I really like Zlata Groza. So pick up the crack. No, that's the 6. So yammering about my commanders. I got a 6-pack. Totally earned. You guys saw it. I hardcore earned this, so I'm hoping for a 7, but we'll see how that goes.
You probably at 100 and something now.
Yeah. All right, yeah, had to go answer the door for a second. So where were we? Got a 6-pack. Going for the 7. Oh, he's going in. Oh, buddy, West Virginia's. I really thought I might get the 7 on this, but they're gonna ram. Oh, it is what it is. But anyway, that's the match. That's Devonshire. Yeah, I've rambled, yammered enough about the commander. I just like commanders. I like messing around with them, like new skill layouts and everything. That is just one of my favorite things about the game, for this specific reason. You might find something new that you enjoy. So, this isn't my most professional commentary ever, but in the interest of done is better than perfect, I'm sure you guys can figure it out. And yeah, that's a 3K 6-pack in the Devonshire. Howdy, howdy, fellas. Got a World of Warships Legends match for you today. In the Devonshire, another little dip down back into the tech tree ships. Although this isn't quite the same as my recent Farragut game, the Devonshire is a line that I never finished. You can see I haven't unlocked the Surrey yet. The British line as a whole, let's see, I don't even remember. I have played 11 standard matches in this ship, so that is not a ton. What a 1 ranked, Three war tales, yeah, they have like just oh, it was some brawls, yeah, okay. So I was like, where did I get all the experience from? And some AI just kind of trying to get it done. I might have even boosted some of the modules. I honestly don't remember. I've had this ship forever, but just really had no desire to work through the rest of the line. I, you know, where are ships? Ships. I don't think it's a bad line, but it doesn't have the most stellar reputation. I cannot remember the last time I've seen an Albemarle. I actually saw a Drake the other day, which was unusual. He did not do very well. Yeah, they're just not that common, not that impressive. Albemarle is one that I'm interested in. I do think that I'll finish all the lines eventually, maybe. Probably not the carrier ones, but anyway, for the Devonshire, it's just a ship that I don't necessarily see the identity of these ships as a thing that really jumps out at me and is a thing that I really want to explore, if that makes any sense. Like, what do they do? What do they do super well? Sure, they can set fires, but I've already done the Japanese lines, which I didn't enjoy. I've done the French line, which I generally did enjoy. Algerie, not as much, but on the whole, the line was fine. Yeah, and it's just like, what do these British squishy ones do? But a few things have changed that have opened it up. The Probably the biggest one is they added the ability to equip propulsion mod on these heavy cruisers. You still can't do it on the light cruisers, but oh man, honestly, the match that you're about to see, just playing this ship with prop mod feels so much better than it did just having rudder or you could equip the supercharges, but ugh, this feels so much. I actually thought that was only 20%. What? This just feels so much better to play. The rudder is still totally fine. Like, well, I've got a buff on mine because, haha, I've also got a build. If you've seen any of my recent Plymouth shenanigans, also I just posted my like string of crazy good games in the Plymouth with Zlata Groza. I was so excited about her on the Plymouth, I didn't even realize she has intuitive. She has the target locator, RPF, whatever you want to call it, shows the direction of the closest enemy ship. It's in her third row, so I don't think I'm going to switch this out on the light cruisers. That is just too much damage to pass up. But on the heavies, where you're not using the AP that much anyway, that starts to be a little tempting. The British AP is fine. I tend to find it problematic. It's got that like overpin shatter problem that some ships have. I certainly feel it with the British heavies that I've played. They tend to have slightly better than average HE. I actually always thought that they had quarter pin on the British heavy cruisers, but I don't believe that is the case. Let's see. That feels like it's a little higher than normal. 203, 34 mils. What is it on something else? Pensacola, what do you get? 34. Okay, sorry, I just was misremembering. I could have just done the math, but it was faster to just check. Anyway, you tend to want to rely on the HE a little bit more than you might in something like American or Soviet, where the AP has special properties. Secondaries obviously aren't anything special. They do have torps. They're not amazing, but they're reasonable. AA defense is a bit of a mixed bag. Not awful, maybe a little better than you might expect. Speed concealment's fine, probably a little better than average, but nothing fantastic. And so on the whole, I just found this line a little bit like what's the point? What am I doing? It doesn't really stand out in any way. But this starts to appeal to me. So I think I have actually just decided that because this ran long in my normal nonsense, I'm going to flip this to the end so, you know, things might be a little bit out of order, but I'm sure you guys can figure it out. You're smart cookies. Anyway, that's my thoughts on the Devonshire. I've probably already talked about it in the match that I'm about to commentate, and yeah, I might actually finish this line now. This felt a lot better than any build that I've tried. Oh, you know what? I'll mention it in the match anyway. GG guys.